Ukulele Saz, and this is part of a new mini-series all about sheet music. If you've never learned an instrument before, or never learned how to read music before, this is for you. What we're going to do in this series is break everything down. I'm going to show you some different musical notes, some different musical instructions, and really help you understand the tab and the musical notes that you see whenever you look up how to play riffs and melodies. As always, you can check out my Buy Me a Coffee page where you'll get access to all of the lesson materials, some top tips to help you along the way, and all of my weekly, monthly song sheets, all for £3 a month. So don't forget to check it out. But if you do like this video, give it a like, hit the subscribe button, and I really appreciate it. It's been great to see so many people giving such nice feedback, and I'm always welcome and open to your feedback too. So this is us about to put things into action. Now, music can be tricky, and it can be really tricky to grasp at first, but putting this into practice and taking just a little bit of time to work on each bar at a time, counting it, clapping it out, sounding it out can make a humongous difference. Once you've spent a bit of time doing that, you'll then come across bars that look similar to one that you've studied a little bit before, and you will be able to read that and replicate it without having to go through that process again. I know it's tedious at first, but if you do take that time to go through the process, it will make a massive difference, trust me. Example 1 is nice and easy. We are playing physically on the ukulele 0, 2, 0 and 1. So 0, 2 on the E, 0, 1. Sorry, 0, 2 on the C, 0, 1 on the E. As you can see directly above them, there are 4 1-beat notes. The time signature is 4 beats in the bar. So we are going to play each of these notes, the 0, the 2, the 0 and the 1, for 1 beat each. We're going to play 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 2, 0, 1. The notes are C, D, E, F. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you can see, those 4 beats add up to 4, the time signature. Easy? Let's make it a little bit harder. This is example 2. This time, as you can see, we have got 8th notes. And you can see that we are playing 8 different notes here to the count of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And we're going to play 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 3, 0, 3. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's example 2. So again, these little these quavers will add up to 4 because there's 4 beats in the bar. Example 3 is a little bit different. This time we've got a combination of notes. We have 2 quavers, we have a crotchet, which is a 1-beat note, and then we have a minim, which is a 2-beat note. So we're going to play 1 and, and then we've got a 1-beat note, so that's 2. And then the last 2 notes, the 3, 4 beats, are taken up by our minim. So we're going to play 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. Half, half, 1, 1, 2. Half, half, 1, 1, 2. So let's play that now. Let's add our notes that are directly underneath to play that pattern. So we're going to play 0, 2, 0, 0. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. Just like that. It's really important to look at both of these things separately. Look at your tab, look and see physically what you have to play. Practice that first, but don't pay too much attention to the timing yet. Then you're going to spend time on the timing, or vice versa, and look at the rhythm and think, right, what is that rhythm? 1 and 2, 3, 4. And do that a few times to really ingrain it. And once you've got both things individually, you can piece them together. Okay, the last example, example 4, is a little bit tricky because I have put 2 rest symbols in here. Now, as you can see, it starts in the exact same way. We've got our 2 quavers, so 1 and. We then have a 1-beat rest, so we rest for the 2 and. We then play a very small quaver on the third beat, and then there's half of a beat of a rest. So 3, the and is a rest, and then 4, we play a 1 beat note for the 4 and. Sounds quite tricky at first. It should sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You'll notice that little half beat could also be a beat, but we want to make sure we stop the sound so that the sound on 3 doesn't go into the 3 and, it just stays on the 3. I'll show you what I mean. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'll show you what I mean. So 1, 2, 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So you can hear that is fast compared to this one. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And that is our examples. So I hope you found that part helpful. With any piece of music you play, it's always okay to break things down by the bar. Take a bar out, you need to know that it's going to add up to 4, and it's about practicing knowing where each beat falls in within that count of 4. I do have some top tips for you to help you out in general with your note reading and practicing. The first one is to sound out every single bar by clapping or strumming. You can just strum a chord. Don't worry about what the tab tells you to do, keep those things separate, but practice a rhythm. If you see a rhythm, really spend time practicing it. As I said earlier, if you come across a piece of music and it's got symbols and things that you do not understand, make a note of it, write it down, ask the question, get curious. Because the more you start to get curious, the more you start to discover, the more you start to learn, the better you start to get. For each bar, practice adding up the notes in the bar, just so that you're familiar with the note values, really ingrain and deepen your understanding of that. Rather than relying always on your ears, which I know I encourage you to do, try and take away what your ears are telling you to play and focus only on the rhythm. Sometimes it helps to play a piece that you've never even heard before so that you do have that time to focus on the rhythm and the note values. And as always, repetition, repetition, repetition. You know what I always say, the more you do something, the easier it gets. So just spending the time on it, exposing yourself to it, will really help you improve and become a much better ukulele player and overall musician too. So before we finish, we're going to have a little look at a piece of music right here that covers all of the musical instructions that we have went over today. You can see the time signature on the left, which is 4 beats in the bar, with our little treble clef on there too. You've got your chord symbols above. You can see that there's an F, there's a B flat. If you come back to the beginning, look in between where the treble clef and the time signature are. Can you see a little small B? That's B flat. And that's the key of F major. We start with the F chord, and B flat is the only flat in the key of F. So that's why we know that. But again, a lesson for another day. You can also see on here we've got 4 1-beat notes. We have 2 2-beat notes in the second bar. We have 4 1-beat notes in the third bar and 1 4-beat note at the end. So if we were to clap and sound out that full rhythm, it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the little repeat sign at the end. Now there's not one at the beginning, but when it's the beginning of the music and all you see is an end repeat sign, that just means that you go back to the beginning. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So once you practice sounding out the rhythm, then you can start adding in your tab, working on your tab technique, and putting those two things together. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you recognise that piece of music? But this is a really well-known piece of music, so we'll see if you can guess that one. So that's that for today. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've learned something from it. I hope it's made something make a little bit of sense. Spend some time looking at some examples, look up some melodies, look up different things, get curious. Let me know what you think in the comments, give me some feedback. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will be back in a couple of weeks' time with more on sheet music. But in the meantime, check out my Circle of Fifths series, as well as all of my other lessons, techniques and tutorials. There's a little something for everybody. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.